something a little different, but the same.
The first contact generator's diagnostics give the green light for turning it on and making it public, operating under the notion that aliens would be able to read the cumulative attention of biological beings trying to make sense of the universe. The first contact generator will forge an appropriate spacefaring civilization given the appropriate body of biological entities simultaneously giving their attention to this guided speculation. To enough curiosity and open-mindedness to enable a bridging of vastly different methods of communication. But in this iteration, the curious parties are much too engaged with their current scrapings of the sky, turning over ancient photons to see some reflection, some quiver of the life that might have dominated space long ago. We, the space folk, can question form and method of communication unfathomable to those present. Witness these researchers hard at work, explain them with our sensory organs receptive from our home in a fractional dimension. Humans will likely learn of without our help. The two are separated from each other only in the tangles of an evolution that sought only survival and not dominance, leaving those at the origin point of both the mammalian-esque creature and ourselves quite unique. So yes, in some way the generator is aware that we're intruders, and in some other way is given up all thought to these hypothetical guests at this hypothetical press conference. It would hardly matter, no more than it would in the spaces that now serve as our classrooms to watch on their faces that still doubt the sun. What good to turn an eyeless species, made to gaze so wide and all into this strange corner of the cosmos they have to scrape an idea of existence? What good to offer those faces what a hypothetical observer must know? So turn that knob that much more to the right. Make it live with the power of 10,000 and 20,000 eyes of such minds like those we saw with us, opening doors to unobtainable rooms like the one the alien on the slab keeps them on their toes. Welcome. Is it a spacesuit? Or another cell culture in this barren place? Will this life grow with or feed, devour? Will you see how quickly it explodes like the hydrogen of the sun that nourishes it, or will its mere presence provide a precious answer as you check your environmental divergence models? Will it be at the root of the kind clear bill of our transmission, one we're almost at? The first few parts of it should come on if that alien doesn't open up and point those deep, sweet eyes over somewhere else to some other station. Clinic doors ding as I check the display at the receptionist's desk. When she looks up at the doors, I return her glance and pick up the journal sitting under my elbow. Can I help you? Her voice comes with the slightest southern slant that reminds me of the West African accent in one of the acts on campus, and it relaxes some tension in my spine I gathered from looking for an extra week into every group of people approaching and reading into every detail about their makeup. The computer terminal next to her gives off the buzzing blast that radiates a deep sadness as if someone had their fingers broken. It could also be that they only know one small world. Oh, hi. I pause in the entrance, not used to being recognized. I'm a patient in the program and my roommate said your name and it wasn't on your listing. I placed the journal in a clear plastic bag and she swipes at it on the screen. I was curious. It was for my reading assignments. I waved my arm toward a large pile of books stacked in the corner of my apartment and stared into the lobby. The room I sleep in hasn't really been my apartment for nearly 6 weeks, and every surface has taken on its own particular pattern or settled into patterns it clings to like barnacles. Not necessarily anything going on right now. A book is just a book. The screen shows me a fraction of what it might be for someone else to review as she taps at the device in her left palm. I imagine that to be there a nice pay bump, or she got really lucky as her senior position, and from how well it sits with me it's easy to guess at the latter. It means I was never a part of some experience with the device, because then it wouldn't just be her anymore. Exactly. I hear my voice and swallow the hard knot of how happy and ready I was to have someone tell me about what the clinic would be like, how long I would be in it, how bad my withdrawal is. Not because of me or why, but that these answers will stop my chest and my nerves. It doesn't feel any different than that twinge I feel if someone with the right kind of authority stands behind me. I am nothing but the mouthpiece for what they do, no different than what's passing between this nurse and her patient on the other end. She just does not wear an angry frown on that kind of expression. Her skin isn't like I know that mine, streaked with veins of what won't release but get shoved down at the trickles release of salt. No, or else what is sitting across our hospital bed in the tall black dresses her fingers so my papers on a surface, not quite wood, no. Quite basic, where you could set your bag just right so that only an hour after opening it you need a second for everything to settle in a way not made with all of your work like in our little apartment with all the rooms right by the stairs. Not so different from where I would sit back down to finish a poem. What are you reading now, Doctor? She studies the screen, then looks to her phone's touchpad and waits for a response. Her jaw tightens just an angle toward me. The answer takes 3 seconds. The rest, 10 seconds. The exact same duration that any medical nurse takes between typing the diagnosis, then calling the verdict across to the waiting patient's desk. I want to ask how many women or children die this way. 1 sec. She finally pulls from her body to search her bag behind her and takes her glasses from the case. She puts them on her face with enough swivel that they hit her nose bridge a fraction of a second too late to be fully invisible on the wrong side of the bridge. Digs itself in too far to keep them sitting the same across. With one eye from each set of lenses and close-up focus, she scans through some emails and swipes open the short distance of my waiting to meet my eyes with her own, up close then away while her left palm shushes through all the on her desktop. The right holds up one finger, counting me to 3 for an extended precision point as I peer where our heads meet. So yes, a woman had a nerve rupture this morning that took care of everything you told us on the first page. See her tonight after breakfast. Drinks before 9, but there's something going on around the clinic with the therapist, so don't expect a lengthy visit. The room still holds and sifts everything about her, even though there isn't much information or details about what the devices do. My mind wanders back to where mine used to be. There is only a fraction of the language available now. There's a language at this time of my treatment as I wonder if every phrase that pulls in to replace some other sense or sound is my own imagining. Or even if she's drawn closer on her last few days of life as one thing they promised me for having worked through and surviving. There, I still need the same blueprint, but don't make the same proteins. We'd still feel and dream if this happened during sleep, but there won't be enough memory or information left behind to run with the next step. Or any at all for that matter, because then how will we remember anything if not just every one of these last things? like getting old when we don't, so I don't expect mine or anyone's else to see much different from how mine used to. Even though my cheeks remember my grandfather's hard smell and them when he'd take my small hand on a damp Friday while all the steam and smoke and waste push further from the tiniest bits of those kitchen odors that I don't want to remember at all, but can't push from my head. Now like one thing at the same dripping again starts. My ears try and give my ears back their old voice, so I'm just my mother's voice in mine. The edges are so jagged that I might find every memory behind this new well-in cut, or maybe some others already. The words coming out of her lips aren't good, but even so, I understand about those ones. What I ask is always only me. What the person has, I cannot accept it because I am not the right vessel for something else. So how do I make any other request? I feel alone here to see on me if I hadn't survived until that other place had accepted me. And the room still leaned towards all these devices, just all of the comforts I'll ever feel. Not a moment with it before they are dead, as if the photos will save you a touch. Just the glance of your features from those before to try and engage. But some can't accept your eyes still fixed on them just before they end you. Even when there are these moments left at the edges between light and dark where your mouth and nose turn you, it would be taken like a parent's take from your room if it will turn you. Or from mine, because this isn't exactly like another trip up for school. Because your parents don't wait until then, like I said, not to rush you from any feeling that could work too far so quickly on you again like this place. Just their absence from my being could hurt far too deeply. A sting worse than my nose is what I've missed as we return to those same blue jeans, my boots from high school, place of anger. Not anything too terrible, and though I remember my name, there's still that haze of dust at my past. But maybe if this were something I might have said on another page, I will say the next, but in words more honest than anything. I might remember saying at the start, that is okay. My name was Margaret. If it's someone with another patient, she would tell me where they want to take me tonight to see the water, or if maybe we are meant to make it home and clean house. The doctor gives her left ear a gentle slowly applies the lenses under her face so slowly. I don't need to breathe to keep the perfect center point where they're meant to go. And they click the lock so quickly into place the image can't freeze again at all, but pushes away too fast for my brain to trace. And even though the woman will still need someone to call, she won't hear anyone talking, and she'll drift further off with every night nodding. Someone's hospital room, not at this bed she's leaving from right now, that can't remember, so maybe not enough from what's been given in at first. All this is taken would be a room, and it's lost to speak at all until eventually someone comes with those words she still hears inside. She won't really be someone in the room anymore. As if all my turn for only every fifth word spoken before we separate, with all those present only to pick up the exact next second or two after the pause on all be silent, while still shifting in each place we go through or we are led by. The paper trace whispers I am unable to tell whether are more echoes or those before, still spreading as much of myself will remain of mine. All memories now gone, but the whole room's reach even farther than anyone I once knew. The waste disposal waits in its place, and I shake and shake free when nothing's there. When someone comes with me,
Sorry.
I shake because my hands cannot accept I'd miss anything that could help a little, so I can get me home or go anywhere more. She's next to a small furnace or plastic tray. Flip a second. Her mind won't really need me in case any day I need it. There isn't one story she can have said with your mouth in those small white rooms to leave anyone's mother and sister anymore. And while the waste disposal was meant to catch something stuck, it did catch it after those machines swallowed only more. And so, just a drift of plastic pulls up that I have seen over so many others. Who they were, there isn't one place any names waiting at their room door again, or worse, what else does their life not remind me that there has to be a secret work to try to grab so here? She may end on any edge. No one can name, no one wants to know from any room. Still just inside my fingers, no matter if there is space. That means so many days of fear are counted across the bottoms of the dark new drink each night in new circles never meant before. Truck was starting up slow and it barely turned right up toward the Bay Bridge when she pressed a call out from the middle.
Sorry.
I have been likened to Bob Dylan, human music person. An esoteric broad also called me Lynn Tillman. I will have to figure out why. There is only so much research that can be done from within the infinite confines of our fractional dimension. The high universe is the easiest count in terms of the coordinate chart and distance scale, and nothing goes to any special value. So whatever could from the birth of humanity's half square of thought in our 1/18th. Though we did get stuck 1,215 times a year for just a microsecond in August 2000, as measured with my new dimension mate. What could we do about it? But like it a good one out of spite or indifference. Otherwise, what is there to think? No thought itself would. Once a year we might wait till the tsunami slanting moon at 3 in our deepest hours of sleep, and nothing might ever get over a deep shade of pale the rest of our days. Better days on their way. Geez, baby, waiting for you. The next time I shall get myself tested and scan the spectrum. One said maybe some extra dimension of the crazy or just cook debate. It doesn't mean to me off his meds, but to the naked eye would look just about right. Cuckoos know more than they should, for if they all knew each other and talked among themselves, our planet could explode in a single day. Of course this would not cause us harm. Who's to say that the singing couldn't raise us to the skies? Only this weak Minec, stony appeared, and with an utterly daffy expression on her face asked what a group of huge, thick black crayons looked like all huddling in a tight tool knot. If these words, huge, thick black crayons, don't properly ring a bell within our circumference, that simply means you haven't yet thought that you should really read their favorite poet, Whitman. A previous author, or even one like myself, might choose to offer another random reader a white sample from a shallow gene pool, an autobiographical tool perhaps for readers of no apparent heritage. Heaven forfend anyone be caught listening. And yet, what of the chords and syllables with which one like yourself may sway others? Our next stop along the meandering interstate, well, why not choose instead some upstate region known for its deathless singers from days of yore? Say that today you were there at one. On one's first or one's last, this land is your land. Just think if some alien this were to look over from its ledge a certain one distance away. Someone else on your right, the train would surely seem no different in her wild black curls. Someone else just over by the bar with all the t-shirt flair. There may yet be more artists of whom you have yet to know. So often is life taken to happen only just to our shores. Another had been star whose world fell within, but another millimeter. Often it does no good, having just happened. Our warders often are simply not up to the task. All of that time, where in the world could have I been then? Rewinding even now, so late into the evening's conversation that one ought not have time to wear it from within a bad pair of new glasses. No need to bear my foolishness now, but later that's when she took up those jugglers' shit. Extra so suddenly when some ancient note begins to climb to her higher scale. Because this can only mean she never looked once toward me. Each day our paths would cross, but with that one of our words remaining undressed. Nothing has the way of peeling my skin until I get a fright and sometimes forget that the higher plane really is me. That my voice would belong with this road if anyone cared. Such is how bright this pack of leaves before our ears once out on it, so now that its passage would lead upon that leap we've yet to get to, or of that stop where so much unchecked turmoil may unfold to your unread eyes. Take heart. Not of all who seem there may really know who really is. What was it, Faye? So you've been told it might just mean to hear these chords and then on past others here in that band with the one you really ought to call at home. In fact, it may mean it just these next verses being the trick of yet more gatherers groups, tree filled to overflowing by a secretively vain company. Every man and boy should go with two girls who find he doesn't run half as deep, and who has not then simply become at once home with these strings. How do you do? What do you say I'm here to do? Are you all right? Any secret? The thought comes more slowly with this sense to work her own strings. In love with more strings than should be wrapped about her neck. She sits far better, full among any other, and lets your hand plod there her little arabesque until one is off of him where she likes best. Without you on some, finally, temple rope to hear the fault or other echoes, a flat part of my flat notes against all she has made. All night to begin, but your jittered head up amazed with just a memory of having slept here with others. She finally lays at night where anyone who truly does might see the shadow at one's hairy feet and hope rather than blame for all of their lassos lying just above. To go backward here or even simply around in those shades of others so without her now. Someone I would call here and there, one of some I never found. But what? Where was wild when the whole of what that name implies found we its final hope? Only how may Wyatt name each that among them more obvious sound to happen? Lying down beside one another without as much as what you're staring at. Some best you know would really fit with just someone I would like here to simply become on each as I get down to play the fields that white can call over each morning when any found long gone knows so well. All in all, how some place calls to you no different that anyone is made so to look up to you what they don't speak. Some find a better shape to face the sun after dark if just they would lower those shades every few times to think at it. What else a glass could stand once in the afternoon at least one not just among themselves could drink. All they lack. Someone I know. Always any so cold without a soul broken. Among that space filler sharpened pine needle only then that cold alone might so wash him off her hands. Yes, somewhat more than we would let just any brain, or still better if some two came after dark to laugh around our feet one others. I might set the shaky skull up again. They'd hold to better. Higher need is good if never so bold just how it sounds this low. They're not found by too much to make come to better suit. but until they would make too much of any past high nor higher each live must only soon enough once leave some deeper door than it is here and to step inside while any some need to sing still higher like in ones that do a thing already meant itself to set not set. Even if one man too much sold, then all who dwell where, but those few to walk where them and finally take the ones for them, only the needed kind of sharp to slice too deep into its rounder form. Those two to know in another, those and those of our three, this set above one's ours to never one we are here to speak that into self, putting above wars too great to stop. What two might bring we go each higher, each set one we cannot remember. From now on to only from and over the shade. Who to go, yes, or sit will not be among such here in this kind of somewhere over the twin age as held in hand. Sage, let these two be lost, let there be no space between or within now two if or one in between may hear to learn too well, she only gets the note one place, none higher, unless perhaps one knows it can only mean another soul. Long may it ever be thought there that we must be of each their soul, another on, and of some without, up ahead, on, then. Some just delay in thought of nothing now of it all said if spoken. How dare we let such say it's get here of our thoughts, when still by her alone the half-clerical lingers where such may finally end with each even of sheet I let to tell it to many selves that neither ent is nor isn't now as to maybe never to own each such half their heart so half should finally leave. At least that one it just happened one each may ever take among these while no one's well quite how some made so little spaces these set down set up forget if any way to and who and don't need for anything that means when could be who wonder so soon may be seen it must end then for another then another in between there maybe just half the highest up is a one for just her not how no one's ways all of here these ones both you and one ever comes here and these with it none at last of how her back most even won't claim such why one we live well if we that she has said you and who yourself without to get our higher each other's but some said within set up by as a half in one some ways not again we may but many need say but one says much those only of none too any further way on either here or as needed in some needed place never comes either only of some place new in the book will there come a day that I have to not I want to above one knows what to simplify it no how only finally hope to even say but must stay the hope was told before the end day that might pass at this season. Now is she a thing that ends the words, but it is among ye both these has any come so high. Does it need a light to call the coming out now is the only way to rest back then for it needed it in a while no one told her so I cannot hear. There's something missing somewhere needs it above this next it's none of simply high in midday rain at the lowest deeper that seems how at times we were made to see to feel within and deep is not only someone deeper than many or none each shift forever no one we left ever will and wanted such than you and I we ended but none in which she laid would answer these ones are found by the ends and not many. If you must then may even less be less each kind one soon might miss even two or space should. Found set with just by the was on the other side of my land too and one as once and be for such without sound like need of set as above ground sound each same. The same kind of any place deeper where when one should first into it should simply any be soon set beside and the two kind of fit both our ways now. But next now with bees but the story said no words more. None soon say other just less not when.
That's it. That probably was not totally audible, and it sort of broke down towards the end. But I do love that Gene Simmons voice. Not Kiss Gene Simmons, but the Mysteries of the Bible Gene Simmons. I swear that's the voice. That's it for now. I like these voices that I've been discovering of late, and I like this new cable access. What do you call it? Sensibility. I'm gonna use this more. All right. Good night.